I won't give up. I just won't. So it's not going to get the better of me. So, and I have those kids I have to be home for. Yeah, you do what you have to do.
Christine Caron is working to get back to her family after losing her left arm and both legs. It's been a long journey. Her story is a window into the experience of amputees in Ontario's healthcare system.
There, excellent. Thank you. It's hard. I'm here all week, so I sleep here and I go home at night. Before I couldn't get out at night, so I was definitely the mom in the hospital. But going home in the evening, every evening, makes me feel more like a working mom. I'm here, I work all day, and then at the end of the day, I get to go home. In May, I was playing tug-of-war with my dogs in the backyard, and one of the dogs nipped my hand.
A bacteria commonly found in dogs' mouths overwhelmed her immune system. Caron went into septic shock. It cut off blood flow to her limbs.
Because I woke up on the 20th, and I was told that I had to have all 4 of my limbs amputated. The doctor heard some circulation in my arm, and that was the light that saved my life, we'll say, because that changed my whole demeanor about this whole deal. Yeah, hold on. Hey, there we go.
Her unique story touched the community, and many chose to donate. However, the money barely covers the cost of the home renovations. Doorways need to be widened. Wheelchair lifts and ramps need to be installed.
And it's actually the only door jamb in the house that's the proper width. Down the hall here through to the bathrooms, bedroom doors, all of them, they're 32 to 34 inches. So those will all have to be changed so I have access to them. Yes, it's the boys' room, but I need to be able to get in there.
Caron was lucky to raise so much money for her home renovations. But paying for her prosthetics and equipment is another battle altogether. Patrick LaBelle is a prosthetist at the Ottawa Hospital's in-house prosthetics lab.
And then as they roll over this way, they're putting pressure through it, so this will deflect and bend. Prostheses are not funded 100% here in Ontario. We do have some funding, fortunately, through a program called the Assistive Devices Program. Anything above and beyond what the Assistive Devices Program categorizes as appropriate for a socket, which may not be appropriate for a patient, is not covered.
Prosthetic devices are quite expensive, there's no doubt about that, and they can range in cost significantly depending on the functionality of the device. The fact that a basic prosthetic device is not fully covered under OHIP through the Assistive Devices Program makes no sense to me.
A lot of the patients we see will have some insurance, but that's really key. If they wish to have their ideal prosthesis and they're a mid to higher activity patient, they'll need to have some private insurance to cover the remainder of that cost.
Caron received life-saving care at the Montfort Hospital. She's been given additional support at the Ottawa Rehabilitation Centre. She's had to turn to provincial agencies and charities for financial aid.
So you first start off with what a person needs and what they would be able to do. So when I actually always am teaching medical students and residents, I always say to them, what do we medically want for this person? And then you go, that would be this type of prosthesis, and then I go, what's their funding situation and what are we actually going to prescribe? Because there is often a disparity between the two. Not always, but there often is.
Fortunately, there are some associations, for example, like the War Amputations of Canada, that will provide some funding for adult prosthetic patients.
Caron didn't have private insurance, so the War Amp stepped in to give her her legs. Without private insurance, she's had to turn to provincial agencies and charities for financial aid.
Well, it was crazy. One of those places actually sent me my application back saying that I didn't qualify. And after some further research with my social worker here, who really did some good work there too, it was because one form hadn't been filled out.
Dr. Nancy Dudick believes that the Ontario healthcare system should cover at least the basics for amputees.
We do all sorts of knee and hip joint replacements for people because they have problems with their mobility and they're in pain, to get them back up walking, to get them going. A prosthesis that's external in your body, those are essentially internal prosthetic devices. This is an external prosthetic device, has the same goal, to help you regain your mobility. And yet we fully pay for one, but we partially pay for the other. To me, that's a problem.
Regardless of what the Ontario government does, Caron has said that she wants to help people who are going through the same situation as she has.
There's insurance. The company that I was working for said when I was ready to go back to work that they would take me back, no questions, which is fabulous, absolutely. I'm just not sure I want to do insurance when this has been a life-changing experience, and I would like to work in advocacy for other people, maybe help people